Hi, it's Alan again with episode number 18 of the 1,000 Evidences for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Today we're going to be talking about the evidence of temples, the way the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints builds temples. It's an obvious feature of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. They're all over the country. People comment they're beautiful, but many people say that this is an evidence the church is false. This is very ironic because the Bible indicates that the temples are necessary. They're essential. We learn in the Bible, in the book of Genesis, Jacob has a vision. He's looking into the heavens are opened, and he's afraid. He says this looking up into heaven is like looking into the house of God. The house of God is another word for the temple. There's various synonyms for the temple, such as the house of the Lord, the sanctuary, the holy place. But in Genesis chapter 28, verse 17, he compared looking into heaven as looking into the house of God, and it frightened him. And he said, this is the gate of heaven. He compared the temple, the house of God, to the gate of heaven. Now, the question is, if we want to go to temple, we do this as passing through the temple to get into heaven. The temple is the gate of heaven. We have to go through the gate to get into the temple, or to get into heaven. So those who say we don't need temples, they're going against the Bible, which says the temples are the very gate of heaven. So also some people say, well, we don't need temples in the latter days. The temple was eliminated at the time of the crucifixion. However, the rending of the veil was a sign that the lower Levitical ordinances were to be eliminated, and that the saints were able to converse with God through prayer, not necessarily through a Levitical high priest. The temple in ancient times, according to the book of 2 Chronicles and Deuteronomy, there was a higher house or upper chamber where higher ordinances were performed above the lower Levitical order. One reason we need a temple in the latter days is that Jesus said in Malachi chapter 3 that at his second coming he will come to his temple. Now, no other church that I know of has a temple for him to come to at his second coming. Some people say, well, the Buddhists have a temple, of course, but they're not Christian, and the Hare Krishna, they have a temple. No, let's have a temple for the Savior Jesus Christ. Some people say, when we quote Malachi chapter 3, they say, well, maybe that was his first coming. But the verse, if you read it carefully, says that when he suddenly appears, a birth is natural for his first coming. But when he suddenly appears, it goes on to say, who shall stand when he appeareth? Well, if he's going to suddenly appear, that doesn't sound like his earthly first coming. This is absolutely referring to his second coming. Who shall stand when he appeareth, when he suddenly appears? For he is like a refiner's fire. During his first ministry, he was not like a refiner's fire. We also have indications in the book of Revelation where the saints will be meeting day and night in the temple. This is vastly different from the earlier Old Testament temple ceremonies of the Levitical order, which were done away with at the rending of the veil. Previously to the death of the Savior, there was a high priest that would go in alone, the only person going in once a year. But by contrast, we have the book of Revelation saying that in the latter days there will be the temple will be filled with many saints serving the Lord night and day in his temple. So rather than being a criticism, this is an absolute evidence that the Church of Jesus Christ is true. We're following the Bible. This is powerful. It's a no-brainer. If there were other churches claiming to have a temple, there might be a question, but the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints stands alone in practicing, following the Bible in the building of temples. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for number 19.